South Florida is a destination for millions every year. Whether you're a billionaire or just want to look like one, the sights and sounds of South Beach are always enticing. This year, thousands have reconvened to test themselves yet again in what many consider the quintessential quest of athletic fitness: swim, bike, and run. It's all here at the Nautica South Beach Triathlon. Welcome to the 2010 Nautica South Beach Triathlon. For the third year in a row, South Beach is set to host one of the premier events on the triathlon calendar.
Yeah, I'm a little bit having a little of that anxiety. I feel like sort of the night of a big exam, and I didn't go to class all semester long and barely studied. So this is it, sink or swim, literally.
It is always really, really fun. And the water's warm, which is nice.
I'm stuffing out, but I still have to do my scariest part, which is swimming. Although I'm a swimmer, I like to see the drain. I'm comfortable when I can see the bottom of a swimming pool. So to be out there with sharks and whatnot scares me a little bit.
Today, we made a deal that we're not racing. We're just gonna enjoy the scenery at South Beach. It's a beautiful place to be, beautiful change of scenery for us. So we're really just we've made a deal that we're not going to be competitive this year. We're hoping to cross the finish line hand in hand.
Whether you're a first-timer or a seasoned pro, this race is the perfect fit.
Very nervous. First-timers.
Yeah.
As the crowd continues to grow, Camp Rock's Ana Maria Perez de Tagle sings the national anthem.
Light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
Pros like the legendary Australian Chris McCormick and super athlete Chris Lieto come to the Nautica South Beach Triathlon to get a gauge of their early season form. They're amongst the many hardcore racers that comprise the elite division.
Go.
The onshore breeze has kicked up the surf and adds some serious excitement to the race start. This year, a combination of tactical and technical expertise will be critical to negotiating the surf line and subsequent water conditions. This is a course for novice and expert alike. All our athletes start with a half-mile swim in the South Atlantic's warm waters. Then transition to one of the most scenic and sensory overloading bike legs any course can offer. 19 miles of ships, sun, and sea breezes. Finally, it's a 4-mile run along the white sands of world-famous South Beach, an out-and-back course to cap off the perfect race day. Chris McCormick, or Macca as he's known in the triathlon community, has surged into an early lead. Surf swimming is an Australian national pastime, so it's no surprise to see him out in front. Back on shore, the celebrity division is ready to get their feet wet, literally. One of the hallmarks of the Nautica series, both in Malibu and Miami, is its ability to draw and bring together stars from the worlds of television, sports, music, and film.
Try to stage yourself according to the signage. Don't worry about if you've got a different cap color. That's not quite as crucial.
Also included in this section of the race are the challenged athletes. One of the allures of triathlon is that there's no faking it. Everyone does the same course and is tested in the same way, making personal achievement and accomplishment that much more rewarding. The mass start can look chaotic, but much like the lull of the surf, there's a rhythm to it, one the competitors embrace. The faster and more committed swimmers surge to the front, followed to the first buoy by what seems to be a sea of humanity. Chris McCormick exits the Atlantic in first, closely followed by American Chris Lieto and Guto Antunes. Macca's time for the half-mile swim, 11 minutes, 8 seconds. He now goes into a routine he could do in his sleep, the always critical transition area. Chris Lieto hot on the heels of McCormick. Lieto's known for the strength of his bike leg, no matter what the distance. Superman couldn't change this fast in a phone booth. Macca first to grab his steed, and Lieto follows only a few seconds behind. Racers can't mount their bike until they're out of the transition area. McCormick, hoping his Specialized keeps him close to Lieto. Lieto's honed his skill on his Trek TTX to perfection. The fastest two men in the water now hope to be the fastest men on two wheels. The bike leg continues when we return. The Nautica South Beach Triathlon has been brought to you by Nautica. Shop Nautica.com. By Paul Mitchell Professional Salon Products, your hairstylist's favorite since 1980. And by Men's Health. Tons of useful stuff. Welcome back to the 2010 Nautica South Beach Triathlon. Chris Lieto has followed a familiar script, moved to the lead in the bike leg. Chris McCormick now can only hope to keep an eye on the American as each professional settles into his own pace, which for McCormick is a tad slower at the moment. In the lead, Lieto will be the first to tell you it's all about aerodynamics. Former collegiate swimmer Laura Wassner is leading the pro women out of the water. Her time for the half mile, less than a minute behind the men. Celebrity relay teams have always been one of the big draws at Nautica events as well. A chance for well-known athletes to partner up with different celebrities and participate in a sport they may not usually take part in.
I was here last year and I did the biking, so this year I'm giving the running a shot. Just wanted to try something different. I had fun with the biking, and I think last year I did it because I had just come off a broken back, and so it was low impact. So this year I think I'm a little better at running, I hope. We'll see.
Allie Vincent also taking part for the second year in a row, and her swim time shows she spent the year working out. She leads the women's celebrity division. Body position, the most critical element of aerodynamics. Lieto spends countless hours working on maintaining his form, no matter what the level of fatigue. Macca's chest a little higher, costing him valuable seconds. Laura Wassner cranking up the cadence, proving to be powerful on land as well. Eliza Dushku and Rick Fox giving each other a helping hand as they exit the water, 1/3 of the way towards the ultimate goal. Heather Tom harnessing some speed as she trots up the sand. Always a good sign that there's some energy in reserve. With thousands of racers, it's a longer day for some in the water. Best advice, put one arm in front of the other. The fastest have already gone by this point, but Joel Alsop embodies the real reason this race is so special, why everyone pledges their support for the cause.
Well, I was a normal, active, healthy 7-year-old just getting into several sports like soccer and basketball and baseball, and my parents started noticing I wasn't doing things with my right hand anymore. They knew something was wrong right away. Luckily, they took me to our pediatrician just probably a couple of days after they noticed something. He took a look at the x-ray, and what had actually happened was there was a tumor growing in my right arm that had actually broken a bone in my right arm. So in April of 1988, my right arm was amputated. I guess I had about 7 months of treatment after my amputation, and since then I've been cancer-free for 22 years now. After I had my amputation, I became even more determined to be a better athlete. That, for me, was my measuring stick of how I got back to a normal life. So we saw the triathlon, and it was going to benefit St. Jude, so I thought, you know, that'd be great to go down to Miami and be able to do that and spread the word about the hospital and really test my limits, because I've never done a race like this before. When I'm going through the race, the thing I can think about is, you know, I'm doing this for the kids of St. Jude, for the kids that are going through treatment right now, which is much more tough than a triathlon ever is. So as long as I can keep that perspective, I think it helps me, you know, get not only through the race, but motivate me to do even more stuff like this.
Alsop's courage and commitment clearly evident. It's now onto the bike. Rendezvous with 19 miles of pavement.
Meantime, we've had
Lieto in the lead, and he's hit the halfway mark of the bike portion. 9 miles to go, and for a man used to excelling over 112 miles, this really is a sprint. Wassner's smile should tell you she's found her comfort zone. Macca's made it to the halfway mark as well. It's now a run into the transition area. He hopes a chance to use his run to overtake Lieto. Two men, two different strengths. The biker in front, but can the runner come from behind? Plenty more to come from Florida.